Oh, they have phone books for me to stand on. Great. Thank you very much for having me here. I'm a mathematician who is running for the county clerk's office because county clerks in most states, including Utah, are in charge of election results, conducting elections. The elections industry is the only major industry in America that conducts no routine independent audits. So what this means is that insiders have complete freedom to miscount our votes and are not detected. So the U.S. League of Women Voters, the National Election Data Archive, the Carter-Baker Commission, and the U.S. Government Accountability Office all recommend routine vote count audits today. About 2 weeks ago, after returning from the National Association of Secretaries of State conference and reading the Brennan Center report, I discovered that there is an equation for calculating vote count audit percentages that will virtually detect all amount of vote miscount that could have altered any election results. So I'm currently working with mathematicians and computer scientists to publicly release this new election integrity equation. We will be asking the National Institute of Science and Technology to adopt it as a standard for vote count audits. This will ensure that only candidates correctly elected by the people, regardless of political party, are sworn into office. As most people here recognize, it takes many more people to wrongfully alter statewide elections using paper ballots than it does electronically. One person can rig a statewide election using electronic vote counts today. So our system is much less secure than it ever has been in American history. And fewer than a dozen states conduct any audits at all, and most of those procedures are inadequate. I'm running as a Green because the Green Party, under the leadership of David Cobb, its 2004 presidential candidate, fought more than any other party to defend the fundamental right of one person, one vote after the November 2004 election. And as we know, the right to vote protects all our other rights and our civilization itself. Here in Arizona, your state legislature recently passed a law requiring that a small percentage of vote counts in state races be audited in every election. Reporters can help protect and defend Arizona's democracy by asking your Secretary of State why she is delaying the implementation of vote count audits that have been passed by your legislature. On a federal level, reporters could ask why the U.S. Election Assistance Commission is not requiring independent audits and why its Technical Guidelines Development Committee for Voting Systems lacks, 9 out of the 15 people on it lack any credentials that would make them competent to evaluate technical voting system guidelines. They don't have degrees in computer science or engineering. To make matters worse, most states, without exception, I think all states, hide the evidence of any vote miscount in the way they report their election data because they add it together and thus they hide the evidence of tampering that goes on in one ballot type versus another. And so thank you very much for having me here. I appreciate it.